Hello. How's everyone on this Sunday afternoon? It's kind of rainy. We got a lot of rain earlier, but it's pretty good now. I'm on my way to Best Buy. I gotta get some trimmers. I gotta get shaved up and everything for tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about Hassan Campbell a little bit. But before I do that, I'm drinking something called dandelion tea. I have a little nutmeg in here, a little honey, a little raw sugar. And if you've never had dandelion tea, you might want to try it. It's some good stuff. It's a cleansing tea. I guess it cleans your organs. It's good for cleaning your liver, your kidneys, your bladder. And it tastes really good. I'm drinking it, but I'm drinking it right now for my throat. I got a little scratching that's going on with my throat because I made some gumbo today from scratch. I made gumbo today, and it came first time making gumbo from scratch. First time making gumbo ever, but I made it from scratch, and it was. And I'll have gumbo and grits in the morning. I'll put it that way. It's gonna be on and popping tomorrow morning. But as some of you guys may know, I'm growing my own produce, I guess. I'm growing habanero peppers, I'm growing jalapeno peppers, I'm growing bell peppers, and all of these things I put in the gumbo today. Excuse me. Word of advice, and I'll get back to the Hassan Campbell in a second. Do not try to saute habanero peppers. Habanero peppers are 100 to 150,000 on the Scoville scale. 100 to 150,000 on the Scoville scale. And if any of you guys are familiar with the Scoville scale, that's the scale that measures the heat from peppers. 150,000 is pretty damn hot. And so I decided to saute the habanero peppers. I cut them up real good, and the jalapeno peppers. I cut both of those up real good, and I put them in a pan, put a little butter, and I started sauteing those things. I should have known something was wrong when I started sneezing. I broke out into a sneezing fit. Then my eyes started watering, and then my nose started running. And then I started coughing, and I could not stop coughing. My wife, she's in the living room. She's coughing. My dog's sneezing. And she's asking me, "What's going on? What are you doing over there?" I said, I'm cooking gumbo. She said, "Well, cut on the fan. Do something." So I turned on the exhaust fan. That didn't help. And I'm still trying to saute these things. Never try to saute habanero peppers. Those things, if you have any type of sinuses, it's going to run everything inside your head, inside your snot box, out. I was sneezing and coughing and blowing my nose and wiping tears from my eyes. It got bad. But the gumbo turned out really, really good. My first time. A shout out to the YouTube guy I got the recipe from. Maybe I'll leave it in the description if you guys are interested. I mean, I'm really impressed with that gumbo. I had shrimp in it. I had what's it called? Andouille sausage. I had chicken breast, bell peppers from my garden, habaneros from my garden, jalapenos from my garden. What else? Okra. Oh man, I had so much okra. It came out really good. I'm really, really happy with how it came out. But yeah, the tea is for my throat. Hassan Campbell. I see that Kwame was talking about Hassan Campbell again today. I saw some of the video, but I took my mom out this morning. I took her out to eat breakfast with my wife and I had to go out and run some more errands. So I hadn't watched the whole video yet, but I will finish watching it probably on my way back home. Right now I'm going to get my trimmers to shave, and I'll probably watch some more of it on my way back home. But what I have to say about Hassan Campbell is, like I said before, I thought it was some potential for him and Kwame to build a little bit. But I see that now he's talking about Kwame again. You know, I think the guy, to the root, to the core of his essence, I think he has good intentions, but at the same time, he's distorted by his own ego. His message is distorted by his own ego. And what I mean by that is, there's a lot of people out on YouTube and in life in general who have, in their mind, they have good intentions. And they may have good intentions, and they may have a good heart. But none of that matters if your ego outweighs your good intentions or your heart. Because the ego is like that little demon on your shoulder. That's exactly what the ego is. It's that little demon on your shoulder. When that little demon outweighs that little angel, you know, by 10, 15, 50, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. And sometimes you don't even realize it's the ego until the next day, the next week, a year. It may be a whole 5 years later when you look back on the situation and say, why did I say that? You know, why did I do that? I have several times in my life where I can think back, and I remember growing up in school, I was never the cool guy, the handsome guy, the jock. I was never none of that. I was just a guy trying to make it through school. That's all I was. I didn't have a whole bunch of girls and all this stuff. And when I got out of high school and joined the army, you know, I was in Germany. My first duty station was Germany. My only duty station, permanent duty station, was Germany. I mean, I did basic in Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and I did AIT in Maryland, Edgewood, Maryland. But my duty station, my first duty station, was a place called Hanau, Germany. I was on Fliegerhorst-Concern, and I had always heard that the German girls loved dark-skinned men over there. You know, before I even went to Germany, this is what the older soldiers would tell us while we were going through AIT in Maryland. And, you know, I'll say this, a person who's not used to having women attention, my little ego went from a dwarf size to a giant overnight, because I had women who were giving me attention, basically. And I remember one particular time, it was a 1999 Super Bowl. This is before, if you guys know anything about Super Bowl actually ended in that same year. Now it goes into the next year. It's in February, not it's in January, and not well, whatever the case is. I might be getting it all mixed up. Whatever the case was, it was the Denver Broncos against Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Falcons, not the Hawks. Hawks is basketball. And I had two girlfriends. These girls weren't German. They were black girls. Both were in the army. And one was an ex-girlfriend, and both of them were ex-girlfriends, matter of fact. But anyways, these girls almost got in a fight over me. Not really over me, it's just the fact that they were there in the same vicinity as me. And one of them was drunk. And so she threw a piece of tissue or something at the other girl, and they almost got in a fight. And my little ego told me to say, oh, I was talking to a crowd of people, and the girls, they weren't present at the time. So and somebody asked me what happened, and I said, oh, those two bitches fighting over me. And as soon as the words came out of my mouth, and I saw the looks on everybody's face, everybody was looking at me like, what? And I was like, what did I just say? Those two bitches fighting over me. Boy, who do you think you are? You are not Denzel Washington. You are not, anybody for any girl to be fighting over. You know what I mean? So that was one prime example of my ego speaking for me, And so with Hassan Campbell, right now, his ego is on 10. That's what I believe. And there's a lot of people out there, the egos are on 10. And some people can reel it back in, some people can't. Some people can never reel it back in. But sometimes you really have to take a step back and look at the situation from afar and look at yourself and say, is my ego talking for me right now? Is it in control of the situation, or is it me, my true essence, in control? That's my advice to Hassan Campbell and anybody like him. You cannot go too far with your ego leading the way. I mean, you can go far. The ego, puts you in positions where you think, this is what you need to be. This is who you need to be. This is the person I need to be. But when it comes down to it, you got to look at it like this. Are you still going to have that same ego when you're 85 years old, laid up in the hospital, about to die? No, you want to have that true essence, that little child in you, that humble little child. That's why I'm going to mess the Bible verse up, but it goes something like, you can't enter heaven, or Jesus says, I don't want to mess it up. I'm not even going to say it. But anyways, you guys get the gist of it. You heard it already. But it's about being a child, being childlike, Being childlike, that's the way to be. I wouldn't say being childlike, but being in touch with that child inside of you. That's the way to be. And Hassan Campbell, he's abandoned that little child. That little child is no longer present. No longer present. Yeah. And Kwame, he's I said this before, he's like a prophet, man. His words are, he has his antics, he has the little things that keep certain people tuned in, and I truly do believe that's his personality. He's a Geechee. I know a lot of different Geechees, and some Geechees are just crazy people, that's by nature. But he has a way of speaking to a person's essence, that child in you. He has a way to open that up and speak to it, and that's his true gift, if you ask me. Because we all know all the things that's been going on for so long that just need to come to an end, and Kwame really knows how to speak to that, and that's why he really wanted to get to the core of why Hassan came at him like that. That's the whole reason why he brought him on the show. He wanted to know, he sincerely wanted to know why you came at me for no reason at all. And Hassan couldn't answer that question, you know. He could not answer that question. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm almost here at Best Buy. I gotta get my little trimmers and probably walk around aimlessly in here for a while. Oh my goodness, don't tell me they're closed. Oh man, why is Best Buy closed? Oh, what time is it? Almost 8 o'clock. They're closed? Why are they closed? I'll have to go to Walmart now. Walmart it is. Let me go ahead and whip it around. I thought they would close at least 9 o'clock. I'm noticing a lot of stores these days. I guess it might be COVID. I don't know. They're closing a little earlier. Excuse me. So I'm gonna whip it across the street here to Walmart. If you guys are enjoying my content, go ahead and like. You know, I'm still not a YouTuber. I'm just making videos basically, but apparently liking is good for the algorithms. So please like, share, subscribe if you're new. And if you guys are like on a Sunday like this when you don't have anything to do, I got books. As a matter of fact, I made some good progress this morning. I'm almost on page 200 of my revision. The book is about 380 pages long. 360 pages long. And I'm on page 280 of my revision. So, won't be long now. Oh, boy. I'm gonna plug this tea again. This is dandelion tea. I put a little nutmeg in it, and I put honey and raw sugar. That's all I put in it. Not a lot of raw sugar, not a lot of honey, just a little bit. And it's some good stuff, really good stuff. Some milk. So me and my wife are the only two at home right now. My youngest son is with his big brother. They went camping, so he's staying with his big brother right now up in Florence. My daughter is still in Korea, going to school. My oldest son is in LA. And so it's just me and my wife. And a couple days ago, I noticed a date on the milk. You know, my youngest son, he can go through a box of cereal in a couple of days and a gallon of milk in a couple of days. And so when I noticed that the date on the milk was the 18th, I told my wife, I said, are we going to be able to drink a whole gallon of milk by ourselves? This is like 5 or 6 days ago. And she said, yeah, we'll be able to do that, yeah. That's no problem. I said, okay. And then she goes on to say, and you know, you can drink milk a couple days after it expires. I said, okay. Today she went to get a glass of milk. And she said, this milk is no good. said, I told you. So I gotta go get a half a gallon of milk now because we're not gonna drink a whole gallon. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get these trimmers and some milk. And I almost forgot I gotta go to Lowe's. So I'll upload this video when I get home. I don't know if you guys seen this shirt yet, but this is my boy here, my homie, Mr. Bob Marley himself. You know, Gong, Kingston, Jamaica, man. Anyways, y'all have a good one. If you're liking the material, the content, go ahead and like. Please like. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. And share. Y'all have a good Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. All right. Let's talk to you later.